Two women, both turning 50 next month. Jennifer wakes every morning with joint pain that steals another piece of her life, looks in the mirror and sees her grandmother staring back. Doctors told her 6 months ago, "There's nothing we can do, this is just age." But Sarah, also 49, just ran her first 10K. Skin glowing. Energy of someone 20 years younger. Lab results showing biological age of 38. Her doctor called it medically impossible. The difference? 3 years ago, Sarah discovered something encoded in Thoth's emerald tablets that her doctor had never heard of. A passage written 5,000 years ago about what Thoth called the rhythm of cellular renewal. Modern science calls it telomerase activation. Biohackers call it longevity protocols. Harvard calls it the most significant discovery in aging research. But Thoth described the exact mechanism millennia before anyone had a microscope. And he left instructions. Instructions that Sarah followed for 90 days. Instructions that turned her cell's clock backward by 11 years. Today, you're going to understand both perspectives, the ancient framework and the modern science, and how they converge on the same biological truth. Because while Jennifer accepted her doctor's verdict, Sarah discovered what Thoth observed 5,000 years ago. Your cells have a natural regeneration rhythm. Most people unknowingly destroy it by age 40, but when you realign with it, pain vanishes, energy floods back, your mirror becomes your friend again, everything changes, and it starts in the next 7 minutes. Right now, as you're watching this, something extraordinary is happening inside your body. Millions of your cells are dividing, renewing, replacing old versions with fresh ones. Your skin cells replace themselves every 2 to 4 weeks. Your liver regenerates every 150–500 days. Even your heart cells, which scientists thought were permanent, renew every 20 years. This means the body you have today didn't exist 7 years ago. Literally. Every cell has been replaced. So here's the question that haunted Sarah for months before she found Thoth's writings. If my body completely renews itself every 7 years, why do I look and feel older than I did 7 years ago? The answer is in something called telomeres. Think of the plastic tip on a shoelace. That tiny piece of protection keeps the lace from fraying. Telomeres do exactly that for your DNA. They cap the ends of your chromosomes, protecting your genetic information every time a cell divides. But here's the problem. Every time your cells divide, those telomeres get shorter, like that plastic tip slowly wearing down. And when telomeres become too short, the cell can't divide anymore. It ages, becomes senescent, eventually dies. This is happening in you right now. Elizabeth Blackburn, Carol Greider, and Jack Szostak won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2009 for discovering this mechanism. They identified an enzyme called telomerase that can protect and even rebuild these telomeres. Revolutionary discovery. But here's what almost no one noticed. Thoth had already mapped this territory. In the emerald tablets, he wrote about the inner fire that dims when the rhythm breaks. He described how the body follows cycles. And when those cycles are honored, the flame of youth persists beyond natural measure. The Egyptian priests who studied Thoth's teachings understood something modern science is only now confirming. Aging isn't just time passing. It's time passing while living against your cellular rhythms. And Thoth left the exact practices to realign those rhythms. Practices involving breath, movement, food timing, and what he called synchronization with natural law. Let me show you what happened when researchers accidentally tested Thoth's protocol without knowing it. Researchers at the University of California designed an experiment. 2 groups, same age range, similar baseline health. Group 1, continue normal life, standard routine, no changes. Group 2, daily meditation, specific breathing patterns, time-restricted eating window, 12 weeks. At the end, they measured telomeres in both groups. Group 1 showed expected telomere shortening. Normal aging trajectory. Group 2, the researchers ran the tests 3 times because they didn't believe the results. The telomeres hadn't just stopped shortening. In 23% of participants, they were measurably longer than at the study's start. Telomerase was active. The biological clock was reversing. And the protocol they followed? Line by line, it matched what Thoth encoded in the tablets. controlled breathwork, conscious movement, plant-based nutrition, extended fasting windows. Thoth called it the path of perpetual renewal. Modern biohacking communities call it longevity optimization, but there's something Thoth emphasized that the study missed entirely: timing. Not just what you do, when you do it. Thoth was obsessed with cycles. He tracked the sun, moon, planets. He noticed everything in nature follows rhythms. The human body follows those same patterns. You have internal clocks, circadian rhythms, that regulate when your body produces hormones, when cells regenerate most efficiently, when your immune system peaks. Modern chronobiology is discovering what Thoth observed 5,000 years ago. The same practice done at different times produces radically different results. Thoth wrote about the hour of Ra, the window each day when the fire of regeneration burns brightest. He wasn't being poetic. He was describing what we now call the cortisol awakening response and the morning growth hormone pulse. Between 4 and 6 a.m., your body produces awakening cortisol, not stress cortisol, the hormone that initiates your daily metabolic cycle. Between 6 and 8 a.m., growth hormone production peaks. This is when your body is biochemically primed for cellular regeneration. And what did Thoth recommend doing during this window? Specific breathing sequences to activate the vagus nerve. Exposure to indirect morning sunlight to synchronize mitochondria. Fluid movement to stimulate lymphatic flow. Exactly what modern performance optimization protocols now prescribe. Sarah discovered this convergence. She started waking at 5:30 a.m., not because it sounded spiritual, because she understood the biology Thoth was describing. Week 1 was brutal. Her body resisted. Every cell screamed to stay in bed. But week 3, something shifted. She started waking at 5:28 a.m. 2 minutes before her alarm, her body had found the rhythm. And that's when the real changes began. Let me give you the exact protocol Thoth encoded and the modern science that validates each element. I'm not romanticizing this. You're getting the precise framework and why it works. The breath of 9 cycles. Thoth wrote about opening the gates of renewal through measured breath. In modern terms, activating parasympathetic dominance through controlled breathing patterns. Here's what this actually feels like. First breath in, 9 full seconds. Feel your lungs expand completely. Feel your ribcage open like wings spreading. Feel air filling spaces that haven't expanded in years. Hold. 3 seconds. Notice the stillness between breaths. That microsecond where nothing moves, where your cells pause, where your nervous system recalibrates. Exhale. 9 seconds. Feel tension leaving your shoulders. Feel your jaw softening. Feel the grip of chronic stress loosening its hold on your body. This isn't just breathing. This is direct communication with your autonomic nervous system. Harvard Medical School studies show deep diaphragmatic breathing increases cellular oxygenation by 40%. But it's not just about oxygen. This breathing pattern activates your vagus nerve, the master regulator of your parasympathetic system. When your vagus nerve fires, your body shifts from survival mode to regeneration mode. Heart rate variability increases, inflammation markers drop, telomerase activity spikes. Thoth recommended 9 complete cycles. Takes 3 minutes. The breathing ratio, 9:3:9, is almost identical to what modern breathwork research identifies as optimal for vagal tone activation. Coincidence? Thoth observed human biology for decades, documented what worked, left instructions. Science is still catching up. Sarah practiced this every morning at 5:30 a.m. Week 1, her mind wandered constantly. She'd lose count, start over. Week 2, she noticed her resting heart rate dropping, 72 to 68. Week 4, her HRV, heart rate variability, the gold standard for nervous system resilience, jumped from 42 to 61. Her doctor had never seen that kind of change in someone over 45. Simple practice, profound biology. Aligning with solar rhythm. Thoth's second instruction. Bathe in Ra's first light. Let the fire of the sun kindle the fire within. Modern translation. Expose yourself to morning sunlight for mitochondrial optimization. But here's what most people miss. Morning sunlight isn't just light, it's information. The specific spectrum of early morning sun, rich in red and near-infrared, low in harsh UV, communicates directly with your mitochondria. Your mitochondria have photoreceptors. They literally respond to light frequencies. When they receive the right morning spectrum, several things happen simultaneously. ATP production optimizes. Your cells make energy more efficiently. Reactive oxygen species decrease. Less cellular damage. Circadian clock genes activate. Your entire body synchronizes to the solar day. University of Colorado researchers exposed participants to 20 minutes of morning sunlight daily. 8 weeks later, mitochondrial function markers improved by 34%. Oxidative stress markers, the kind that accelerate aging, dropped by 28%. Thoth recommended 20 to 30 minutes of exposure to rising sun. Skin exposed where possible. No glass blocking the spectrum. Because glass filters out the exact wavelengths your mitochondria need. Sarah added this after her breathing practice. She'd step into her backyard, face east toward the rising sun, and simply stand, not looking directly at it, exposing her face, arms, and as much skin as comfortable to the indirect morning light. No phone, no mental planning, just presence in that liminal space between night and day. Week 6, she noticed something strange. She started waking before her alarm, her body anticipating sunrise. Week 8, her skin, which had been dull and lifeless, started to glow. Not makeup glow, cellular vitality glow. Her co-workers noticed. "What facial are you getting?" She wasn't getting facials. Her mitochondria were remembering how to function. The discipline of void. Thoth's third instruction is the most challenging for modern people. He wrote, "There must be periods of void, times when the body receives nothing, for in emptiness the body remembers fullness." Modern science calls this intermittent fasting. But Thoth understood something deeper. When you stop eating for extended periods, your cells initiate autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating. It sounds destructive, it's actually regenerative. During autophagy, your cells break down and recycle damaged components, misfolded proteins that cause disease, dysfunctional mitochondria that produce excessive free radicals, cellular debris that clogs normal function. It's like your cells taking out the garbage and recycling what can be reused. Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize in 2016 for mapping autophagy's mechanisms. He found that autophagy activates most powerfully after 14-16 hours of fasting. And here's the key. Autophagy is when your telomerase is most active. Your cells aren't dividing during fasting. They're cleaning house, preparing for the next growth phase. Thoth called this the cycle of sun and moon. Eat during daylight, fast from sunset to sunrise, plus morning hours. This creates a natural 14-16 hour fasting window. Sarah implemented this gradually. Week 1, 12-hour fast. Dinner at 7 p.m., breakfast at 7 a.m. Week 3 extended to 14 hours. Dinner at 7 p.m., first meal at 9 a.m. Week 6, comfortably doing 16 hours. Dinner at 6 p.m., first meal at 10 a.m. But here's what nobody tells you about this practice. Week 2 was hell. Not physical hunger, psychological warfare. Week 2, Tuesday morning, 8:47 a.m. Sarah's in her kitchen, coffee brewing, stomach growling, and then the voice starts. Not out loud, in her head. "This is stupid. You're 49 years old. It's too late for you." She opens the refrigerator, stares at eggs, cheese, bread. "Everyone else gets to eat breakfast. Why are you punishing yourself?" Her hand reaches for the eggs, and then she remembers something she read in Thoth's writings the night before. Thoth called it the guardian of the threshold. He wrote, "When transformation begins, a voice will rise. It will speak with your voice. Use your doubts. Wield your fears. It is not your enemy. It is the final test before crossing." Sarah's hand stops mid-reach. She closes the refrigerator, does her 9 breaths, drinks water, goes to work. The voice doesn't disappear that day, or the next week, but it gets quieter. By week 4, it's barely a whisper. By week 8, it's gone, because Sarah crossed the threshold. And here's what most people don't understand about transformation. The resistance doesn't mean you're failing. The resistance means you're succeeding. Your old patterns are fighting to survive. That's their job. But every time you choose the new pattern despite the voice, you weaken the old neural pathway and strengthen the new one. Thoth knew this 5,000 years ago. Modern neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity. Same phenomenon, same battle, same victory for those who persist. Month 3, week 11 specifically. Sarah walks into the pharmacy, same one she's been going to for 7 years. The clerk, Deborah, who knows her name, knows her kids' names, stops mid-sentence, stares at Sarah for 3 full seconds. Sarah? I almost didn't recognize you. What happened? Not, you look nice today. Not, did you change your hair? What happened? That night, Sarah cries in the shower. Not from sadness, from relief. For the first time in 8 years, she feels like herself again. Not tired Sarah, not aging Sarah, not invisible Sarah. Just Sarah. The woman she'd been before she accepted the story that aging meant declining. Her 16-year-old daughter knocks on the bathroom door. Mom, you okay? Sarah opens the door, face wet with tears and shower water. Yeah, baby, I'm really okay. For the first time in years, I'm actually okay. Her daughter hugs her, then pulls back, studying her face. Mom, I don't know how to say this without sounding weird, but you look like you're getting younger. Out of the mouths of teenagers. The unfiltered truth. But Sarah's transformation wasn't just physical. Month 4, something shifted in how she experienced time itself. Thoth wrote about this. He called it escaping the tyranny of linear time. Most people live in what psychologists call time urgency. Always behind, always rushing, always feeling like there's not enough time. This creates chronic stress, chronic cortisol elevation, accelerated cellular aging. But Thoth taught something different. He wrote, "The wise do not fight the river of time. They learn its rhythms and dance with its flow." Modern science is discovering what he meant. Your body doesn't experience time as a constant. It experiences time as rhythms, 90-minute ultradian cycles, 24-hour circadian cycles, 7-day infradian cycles, 28-day lunar-linked cycles. When you align with these natural rhythms, something remarkable happens. You feel like you have more time, not because hours expand, because your nervous system stops fighting against your natural tempo. Sarah started noticing this in month 4. She'd be working, completely absorbed, and suddenly realized 90 minutes had passed in what felt like 20. She was entering flow states naturally, regularly. Her productivity tripled, her stress halved, because she stopped trying to force constant linear performance and started honoring her natural rhythmic capacity. Thoth knew biological time and clock time are different dimensions. Master your biological rhythms, and you stop being enslaved by the clock. Let me give you the complete practical protocol, not as rigid rules, as adaptable principles. Because Thoth didn't teach dogma. He taught observation and adjustment. Upon waking, ideally near sunrise, 9 breath cycles, 9 seconds in through the nose, 3 seconds hold, 9 seconds out through the mouth. Feel each breath. Don't just count. Experience the air filling spaces that have been contracted. This takes 3 minutes. It sets your nervous system's tone for the entire day. Immediately after breathing, 20 to 30 minutes of morning light exposure, outside if possible. Indirect sunlight, never looking directly at the sun. Face, arms, as much skin as comfortable. No sunglasses during this period. Your eyes need the light information. This synchronizes your circadian master clock and activates mitochondrial function. Then gentle movement. 15 to 20 minutes of fluid, conscious movement, not aggressive exercise. Controlled flowing motion. Could be yoga, could be tai chi, could be simply moving your body in ways that feel good. The key, movement without strain, with coordinated breathing. This stimulates lymphatic flow, distributes hormones, maintains joint health. After this morning protocol, your body is prepared for the day. During your active hours, every 90 minutes take a 2-minute complete pause. Not a break to check your phone, a break to simply exist. Breathe, look out a window, feel your body in the chair. This respects your ultradian rhythms and prevents chronic stress accumulation. Your eating window, 8 to 10 hours maximum. This creates a natural 14-16 hour fast. For most people, this This means first meal between 9 a.m. 11 a.m., last meal by 6 to 7 p.m. Within your eating window, whole foods. Primarily plants. Quality proteins, healthy fats, chew thoroughly, eat without screens, taste your food. This isn't just nutrition, it's cellular communication. 30 minutes before sleep. Complete disconnection from all stimulation. No screens, no intense conversations. Minimal artificial light, gentle breathing, quiet reflection, preparation for regenerative sleep. This optimizes melatonin production, which is not just a sleep hormone but a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells during nightly repair. Once per lunar cycle, approximately once per month. A day of deep rest, less activity, more stillness, extended fasting if appropriate, extra sleep, a complete day dedicated to regeneration. This is the base protocol, simple in description, requires consistency in practice. And here's what Thoth emphasized above all: don't seek perfection. Seek rhythm. Don't judge yourself when you stumble, just resume. Because it's the sum of your choices over months and years that determines your aging velocity, not perfection on any single day. Month 6, Sarah went for her routine physical. Her doctor ordered additional tests, not because something was wrong, because something was impossible. Her inflammatory markers, C-reactive protein, IL-6, had dropped by 47%. Her fasting glucose was 79, lower than it had been in a decade. Her blood pressure, 118/76. She'd been borderline hypertensive for years, but the test that made her doctor call her personally, biological age assessment based on DNA methylation patterns, chronological age, 50, biological age, 38, a 12-year reversal. Sarah, I've been practicing medicine for 23 years. I've never seen this. What exactly are you doing? She explained Thoth's protocol. The breathing, the light exposure, the fasting, the rhythmic rest. He listened, took notes. At the end, he said something that surprised her. I'm going to be honest. This isn't what I learned in medical school, but your labs don't lie. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. Some physicians resist anything outside conventional protocols, but when results are measurable, objective, undeniable, even skeptics pay attention. There's one final element Thoth considered essential, the one that ties everything together. He called it living in service to something beyond the self. Not abstract spirituality, practical purpose. Thoth observed something that modern longevity research is now confirming. People with strong sense of purpose live 7 to 8 years longer than those without. They have lower inflammation markers, longer telomeres, better cardiovascular health, lower Alzheimer's risk. But here's the key. The purpose doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be changing the world. Could be raising grandchildren, teaching a skill you've mastered, caring for a garden, creating art, mentoring younger people. What matters is feeling that your existence has value beyond your own survival, that you matter to someone or something. When you feel this, your body receives biochemical signals. Stay vital, stay functional. There's work to do. People depend on you. Your body responds by maintaining regenerative capacity. Sarah realized her purpose had shifted. At 30, it was career advancement. At 50, it was about presence. Being present for her adult children navigating their own challenges, being prepared to be a vibrant grandmother when that time came, having the energy to mentor younger women in her field. When she connected her longevity practices to this larger purpose, everything deepened. It wasn't about vanity. It wasn't about fear of death. It was about extending her capacity to be useful, present, and contributing. That motivation carried her through days when discipline faltered. Thoth taught, purpose transforms obligation into devotion. Here's what I want you to do right now, not later, not tomorrow, right now. First, take 1 9-second breath with me. Breathe in for 9 seconds. Ready? In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold for 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You just activated your parasympathetic nervous system. You just took the first step. Feel that slight shift in your body. That's your vagus nerve firing, that's the beginning. Second, in the comments below, write these 4 words. I honor this temple. Not for me, for you. Thoth taught that public declaration anchors private intention. When you commit before community, your nervous system registers it differently. You're telling yourself and the universe, I'm ready to explore this path. Write it now. I honor this temple. Third, tomorrow morning, before touching your phone, before checking anything, 9 breath cycles, 9 seconds in, 3 hold, 9 out, 9 times. That's 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes. That's your foundation. Everything else builds from this. Do these 3 things. Nothing else yet. Master the foundation before adding layers. 3 small steps. 1 transformation beginning. This journey won't be linear. There will be days you wake up tired. Days you skip practices. Days you doubt everything. Thoth called transformation a spiral, not an arrow. You return to similar places, but at different altitudes. You learn, forget, remember again, deepen. Sarah stumbled dozens of times in her first year. Week 5, slept through her alarm for 3 straight days. Month 2, had that crisis moment in the kitchen. Month 4, vacation disrupted everything for 10 days. But she always returned, and every time she returned, she was stronger. Because the returning is the practice. Perfection isn't the goal, rhythm is the goal, consistency isn't never failing. It's always resuming. So I give you permission right now. Permission to be human. Permission to stumble. Permission to have days where you don't do any of it. But I also call you to commitment. Commitment to return. Commitment to keep choosing. Commitment to honor the temple you inhabit, even imperfectly. Because Thoth's wisdom isn't about becoming superhuman. It's about becoming fully human, aligned with the natural rhythms that govern all living things. Thoth ended his writings on regeneration with these words. Go forth and remember, you are consciousness inhabiting a physical temple. That temple is not separate from nature, it is nature. Care for it not from vanity but from reverence. Every choice either honors the temple or dishonors it. Choose with awareness. Live with intention. And may your years be many, your vitality unwavering, and your contribution to the world sustained. That was Thoth's teaching 5 millennia ago. That is what modern science is validating today. And now, it's yours. Not as information, as invitation. An invitation to align with the rhythms that have governed life since life began. An invitation to stop fighting your biology and start dancing with it. An invitation to discover that aging is not inevitable decline, it's negotiable biology. Thank you for staying to the end, for dedicating your time and attention to this knowledge. In the next videos, we'll go deeper into each element, the specific movement sequences Thoth prescribed, the foods that activate sirtuins and AMPK, the sleep architecture that maximizes growth hormone, the timing protocols that synchronize all your biological clocks. But for now, write in the comments, I honor this temple. Take your 9 breaths tomorrow morning and begin. Your cells are waiting. Your telomeres are ready. Your future self is calling. Answer.